My infinite light beings, welcome in and welcome back. Spirit is saying there is some bodies, some energies, a lot of people that wanted you in prison, right? Hold you in contempt in prison. And these people wanted you in different kind of prisons. They wanted you in prisons to make you feel like that you weren't good enough they wanted you to feel stuck, for one, because you're so resilient, right? So they wanted you to feel like that you weren't good enough to be in the positions that you held, right? For instance, right? They tried to make you feel like the position at work that you held, that you were not good enough to hold that position. You didn't have a high enough stature to hold that position. You weren't qualified to hold that position. You were truly educated to run and operate that position, right? Other people wanted you to feel like you weren't good enough to be in the clique, right? You couldn't hang with them because you had a short arm. Somebody has a short arm. Another people didn't want you to feel like you were loved, like you were good enough to be loved, like you were less than, like you were not worthy to receive proper love that you so deserve. People made you feel like that you weren't the type of mother that deserved to be in the PTA meetings, or the father deserved to be at the football coach meetings. People just made you feel like you were in prison, and they wanted you to be in a mental prison because of this. They wanted to hold you in contempt, to where you would not feel good enough to come outside of your shell and prove these people wrong. Kind of like I get the I when I hear prison, I get Oprah Winfrey, right? Remember when the woman had her thrown in prison because she was fucking with her? So it's like these people want to fuck with you, and make you feel some type of way, and have you lash out, but then make you be held in contempt for it. So, and I'm getting somebody falsely made accusations about child abuse, child neglect. Um, Remember in that movie, she went in for abuse. She hit that lady or hit that man or hit somebody, right? So somebody could be saying that you're abusing your children, or you could know somebody that is going through this. But in that movie, they thought that she was never going to get out of prison, right? Well, she did get out of prison because it wasn't meant for her to be there, right? So these people thought that they were going to keep you in this prison that you were never meant to be in, right? And this is what Spirit is saying in the moment. I'm getting that somebody thought that they were going to make you jealous and bringing people around you to make you jealous, but that just open the door for them to walk through, so you can close it behind them permanently, is what Spirit is saying. They thought that they were going to hold you in a prison of contempt, of being jealous and not being good enough, not being worthy enough, not have not making you feel like you weren't worthy of their time by bringing other people around you, when you were trying to also spend time with these people as well, not asking you if you wanted to be invited to the parties or be included in the so-called group chats, just trying to put you in a prison as to where you felt like you were not up to par to be with these people, like no matter what the situation may be, if it was a love situation, if it was a family situation, friend group, like Spirit said, PTA meetings, things where people tried to make you feel like an outcast is what they tried to make you feel like, because they seen the worth in you. They seen the worth in you, the beauty. They seen that you're independent, you stand alone. You don't need what is that? A friend group, or you don't need to be in the PTA meetings. You just wanted to do this for your child, to be to show support to your child, or showing up at the football meetings for your child, or the football practices for your child. You didn't necessarily have to do it. You wanted to be there to support your child, and then as you being there to support your child, these people wanted to make you feel like an outcast and put you in some kind of prison, to where they felt like you weren't a good enough parent as they were, because you don't drive the kind of cars they drive, or you don't wear the kind of clothes they wear. Something about you're different, you stand out, you don't fit in the box, is what Spirit is saying. When it comes to these people, you broke a lot of hearts. People feel like you broke their heart. People are struggling because of this, um, and these people wanted you in a prison. These people wanted you in to be struggling behind the heartbreak that they were trying to put you in. And Spirit is saying, no, it didn't work. You still stand strong, 10 toes down by yourself. Even though they tried to put you in these heartbreaks, even though they tried to make you have a struggle and emotional pain, and neglect, and making you feel like you weren't good enough. But Spirit said that's not the truth. You're divinely great. You're divinely great. Yeah, these people wanted you to feel like they wanted you to beg for their time. They wanted you to beg for their energy, making you feel like you weren't the nurturer that you were. They knew that you were the nurturer. And so this is another reason too. You independent, you strong, you're a nurturer, and very supportive. They don't want you to feel that way. They see this in you, but they don't want you to believe that is what's in you. They don't want you to believe in your own strength. They don't want you to believe in your own worth. So this is why they tried to make you feel some certain type of way. This is why they tried to put you in a mental prison. And Spirit said, by them trying to put you in a mental prison, it turned around and placed their own self in a mental prison. And they're going to be in a mental prison for quite some time. They just walked into this mental prison, going into this new season. Leaving this old season behind is when they put themselves in this mental prison, trying to fuck with you, trying to put you in a mental prison. And you were too stable. Your foundation is too solid. You couldn't be. You nurture yourself. You love yourself. There's no way that they could have put you in this mental prison. What they were doing was being tested. They didn't understand that they were being tested by Spirit. That they could not put you in a mental prison. Yeah, that's where they failed. That's where they went wrong. That's where they made the wrong turn. Yeah. Now you're being, and Spirit is saying this is the truth. Now you're being offered something new, because you was able to close the door on them trying to put you in a mental prison. You were set free. As they put themselves in a mental prison, you were set free, and you were offered a new beginning by Spirit. Clarity, new beginnings, prosperity, success, everything, financial stability, new adventures, all that is walking into your life in this new season, as they're stuck and held in contempt in this prison that they tried to hold you in. Thank you, Spirit. They don't even want you to know, because you were super strong. You withheld all the condemned energy, the contempt energy that they were trying to put you. You were too strong for them to try to make you feel like you weren't weak. You were weak. You were too weak to fulfill this position. You weren't qualified to fulfill this position. You didn't have enough energy to run around such as they do when it comes to greeting these people at work, or serving these people at work, or filling these shelves up at work. Whatever the situation may be, they felt like you didn't have enough energy, you didn't have enough you weren't a team player. But you showed that you had enough strength. You showed that you had enough strength. And whoever this was, this lover that was trying to make you jealous, bringing all these people into your face, throwing all these different names up in your face, these different bitches and these different niggas up in your face, you had enough strength to withstand that. You knew what was going on. You knew what this lover was trying to do to you. You knew that this lover was trying to knock you down and make you feel lower and less than, like other people were better than you, and other people's time they deserved you. Your time wasn't good enough. They don't want me to say it. Now they feeling sick. Now they feeling sick because this is in the past. Like they can't mistreat you. They can't abuse you. They can't play these games. They can't gaslight you. They can't make you feel some type of way because you was too strong anyways for their games that they played. The games that they played with you, you made sure that they was benched for forever. Like they're benched forever. Like fucking with you, they can't get back in the game. They are forever on the bench. Fucking with you is what Spirit is saying. Thank you, Spirit. 111 on the clock. Look, here it is. Fucking with you, they cannot get back on the bench. They cannot get off the bench. And they feeling so sad and depressed because they didn't know how fucking strong you were. They didn't know that you were going to be able to stand the test of time with these tests that they thought that they were putting you through. They thought they were putting you through a test when Spirit was really putting them through a test, because you were the gift. You were the prize. You were the golden nugget that was placed into their lives. Now they're feeling depressed because you had too much strength. They couldn't knock you down. They couldn't get you into this energy. They couldn't put you into this prison. Now they're stuck in this prison. They can't get out of this prison, and they have to accept it. They feeling sorrowful, having a lot of setbacks, can't perform at work the same way they said you couldn't perform at work, the same way they didn't show up to the PTA meetings. Now they're not showing up to the PTA meetings. They're not even bringing their children to the football practices, and you there sitting there by yourself, and half the kids ain't even showing up. Yeah. Long term, you work too hard. And this is why you're being blessed with these new beginnings. And this is why they're down and out, because they can't stop the new beginnings. And they down and out because they didn't want to change. They didn't want to change for Spirit. While they kept trying to fuck with you and make you feel some type of way, make you feel like you wasn't good enough. Yeah. Make you feel like your love wasn't worthy enough. Yeah. And this could be your husband and your wife, because we got a counterpart here. You could be husband and wife. Your husband or your wife made you feel like you were less than, made you feel like you wasn't the parent that you should have been, or made you feel like you weren't the partner that you should have been. Or this is somebody that wanted to be, should have been a partner with you, was sent into your life to be your partner, but tried to make you feel like you weren't good enough to hold up that stature, to be that foundation, that solid foundation. They felt like you didn't have enough money to sit beside them or stand beside them. So something like that. Yeah. Spirit said they denied your love. They denied your love. Whether it be a family situation, friend situation, yeah, they denied your healing. They denied your love. They denied everything that you were trying to bring forth into their life with a change. And this is why they wanted to put you in a prison, because they were scared to change. Look, yeah, now they don't want this to be a closure. They don't want it to be a closure. They feel like ever since there's been a separation, there's been no closure. And it won't be no closure, Spirit is saying. It won't be no closure. Spirit is saying it won't be no closure. They have to sit in this prison that they wanted you to sit in. They wanted you to feel depressed. They wanted you to feel lonely. They wanted you to have anxiety. They wanted you to feel like you weren't good enough to go party with the friends because your arm, because of your mole on your face, because your name was Terry and you're a girl, and that's a guy's name. They made you feel like you weren't good enough to be down with their clique. They wanted you to be in a prison to where yeah, they wanted you to feel like you wasn't good enough to be a leader, and they know you was a leader. They know you was a leader. That's why they wanted to make you feel like you was less than. They wanted you to feel like you were less than. Yeah. Now they having delays. Yeah, because what they wanted for you is what they're getting now. And this is in this new season. Yeah, overdosing. Now exhaustion, burnt out. Look, they fucked up. They fucked up. They real fucked up. Heavy partying. All the partying that they didn't want you to attend, the secrets and secret meeting places and stuff that they didn't want you to be at. Now they overindulging, and it's just like they fucked up. They frustrated. They can't get out of it. They can't get out of these third parties. It's just too much for them. Now they want to be in solitude, and it's just too much for them. It's too much for them. They in a prison. They in a prison. Why you standing in your quiet power, your inner truth, not fucking with these people, not giving a mind about these people, because they was playing mind games, and you're better than what they were trying to say you're not. You are. This the value that you hold. That you didn't deserve to be in no prison. That you have not been abusing your child. That you've been loving on this man or this woman the right and proper way that spirit told you to love on them. That you was treating your family members equally as you treated every other family member that you dealt with. Right. So somebody wants to come back and give you some kind of romantic proposal. I'm supposed to be have released these limited beliefs because you have detached from them, because remember Spirit said you set yourself free because they wanted to control you. So now they want to come back. Now they want to follow their heart. Yeah. Now they want to listen to spirit. Now they want to, my nose is itching. Now they want to listen to spirit. Now they want to follow their heart. Now they want to change their low vibrational ways because they see the prison that they tried to place you in, it didn't work. The prison that they wanted to hold you contempt in, the prison that they thought that was going to make you chase them or make you beg to be in their friend groups or beg to be in any kind of groups that required, I guess them feeling like them giving you permission, it didn't work. Now they want to listen to spirit. Now they want to listen to spirit. Yeah, because they're receiving justice. Because they're receiving justice for trying to put you in a prison. Because they're receiving justice. And they don't feel like it's fair that they didn't get any closure, and they're receiving these towers, right? Because they're going through personal transformations because they chose not to change. They chose not to change. Now they're feeling restless, can't sleep, just wanting to get away from these people, want good luck back in their lives, want you back in their life. This is too much. Waiting on you to come back so they can give you equal so they can treat you right. Yeah, because their dreams is shattered without you. So now they're trying to manifest you back. Okay, all right.